A fascinating game, I must say, between the Netherlands and Ecuador. It finishes 1-1, but you kind of have to say that Ecuador maybe should have won this game. And who would have said that before the tournament? I feel like a lot of people disrespected Ecuador. Maybe you can include me in that. Like, I had the fourth in my predictions, but I thought, you know what? Okay, Senegal is still going to be good. Netherlands, they look so strong in the Nations League. They looked good in the World Cup qualifiers. Qatar, they're the hosts, so they'll perform. Well, we see that Qatar, they just are not capable of doing anything. And Ecuador have really risen their performances a lot during this World Cup. Heading into this World Cup, they kept a clean sheet. Actually, their clean sheet record is gone now. It was over 600 something minutes that Ecuador kept a clean sheet, but now it's gone thanks to Cody Gakpo's goal. But it was the goal scoring that was always the issue for me when it came to this Ecuador side. Who's going to get you to the goals? Well, we turn back the clock and we bring back Ener Valencia. Even though he might have got injured. I hope the injury is not so severe, but he probably will be missing the Senegal game, which could be a big, big loss and might be the reason why Ecuador don't make it to the next round. But we will discuss that in due time. For the Netherlands, Louis van Gaal, you have to make some changes to this squad. It is necessary. Dumfries, this guy cannot be starting anymore. Please bring Frimpong on. Please. Please, Louis van Gaal, just try out Frimpong. Dumfries cannot even control a football. He can't. He literally has cement in his feet. I swear. I swear he has cement in his feet. And the other side with Daley Blind, he doesn't get forward enough. Look at the difference between the two left wing backs for either team. Estupinian, the guy was amazing today. The amount of times he got forward, every time he got on the ball, he looked like he was going to create something. However, Daley Blind just doesn't have the legs. Yes, he's good in possession, and sometimes he'll convert into another midfielder option. That's great if you can keep possession. However, the Netherlands don't keep a lot of possession in these two games. Okay, so it's going to work against Qatar when you have about 65% possession. But for this, it just doesn't work out with Daley Blind. So try Malacia. Try him out. Maybe Louis van Gaal will play those two players and realize, oh, maybe I should have played these guys before. They actually offer something going forward, and defensively they can cover as well. And I think in the midfield, Klaassen can start. Okay, you know what's even more crazy, people? You know what's even more crazy? Let me just show you this. So apparently Klaassen got a 7.1 on FootMob. Shout out to FootMob. That's because he probably got the assist. Otherwise, I don't know what Klaassen offers to this team. Experience, okay, cool. Maybe the bald heads that all exist in the Netherlands, maybe he's there for that reason because we see Ten Hag and... Oh, man. I just don't understand what Klaassen is doing on the pitch, okay? Does he have the legs to go box to box? Not really. If he's in a team with 70% ball possession like Ajax, okay, he can find those little patterns of play. But seriously... if you're not going to keep possession, Louis van Gaal, bring in Xavi Simons. I don't care if he has no experience. Did Noppert have any caps before this World Cup started? No. Neither does Xavi Simons, so play the guy. He can go box to box. He can do well with Bergwijn and Gakpo up top. He should be playing for this team. Or then start Steven Bergwijn. I don't know, but just do not play Klaassen. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let me quickly go through some of your comments before I continue and keep raging about Louis van Gaal. Big up to Hans. Yep, Ecuador team is special. We're going to get to Ecuador a bit more. Netherlands so disappointing. They looked so good in Nations League. Agreed. Kondabol will always put up a fight in the World Cup. Facts. I hate Netherlands. I will... Okay, Jonathan Duro. I predicted second for Ecuador and Ener Valencia carrying for Ecuador's goal scorer, but I like their young core. Yep, Frimpong in. I love Estupinian as a player. He's amazing. Agree with that, Juan. Frimpong in. As a Leverkusen fan, would love to see Frimpong in. Agreed. When Estupinian plays for Ecuador, he's so energetic. It seems like all of these Ecuadorian players are energetic, and Hichapia needs to move to a bigger league. He is a beast. He's the Bundesliga. Okay, I don't know what other bigger league you want to be at. Big up to Abdullah says, I said it, Blind at fullback / wingback doesn't work. It just doesn't work. He is literally in Bundesliga, like the third strongest league. Yeah, exactly. As a Leverkusen fan, and Xavi Simons has to start. He has to start in the 10 role. I'm sorry, man. This cannot continue where he doesn't get any minutes at all. And look who's in the house. Big up to Alejandro, man, the Ecuadorian. Shout out to Alejandro. Your team is exceeding my expectations. That's why I have here on the title, Ecuador exceeding expectations, because, my God. But let me continue with the Netherlands. See, like, defensively, okay, Van Dijk did look a little bit shaky at times, but in the first half, he was making very good clearances and actually doing well with tackles. Second half, he looked a little bit shaky, just a little bit shaky. And Timber, he lost possession quite a few times, but rather Timber than De Ligt, because De Ligt was just a car crash against Senegal. So I think the problem for Louis van Gaal is you have to get new wingbacks, you have to replace them, and you need to get another number 10 in this team. That is a must for Louis van Gaal. I'm not too worried when it comes to Gakpo, Bergwijn, Depay, Weghorst, or Janssen, or, whoever. I'm not too worried about that. What I'm worried about is the wingbacks, because they provide the width for this team. If there's no width, all Ecuador and all the opponents that are playing against the Netherlands, all they need to do, crowd the midfield. Crowd the midfield. And you saw on countless times, Frankie de Jong was the only one driving with the ball. Only one. Nobody else on this team was able to drive with the ball. So, shout out to Frankie. He's trying his best, but clearly nobody else is helping him out when it comes to this team. Big up Alejandro. Okay, I've calmed down. Now we need to get something from Senegal. The job is not done. Exactly. Now let's talk about Ecuador. I'm not shocked at how well they are playing, because they have shown this in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers. But man, I look at guys like Gonzalo Plata. He hasn't had the greatest season, but he has that sort of free roll where you see sometimes in the 10. It's beautiful to see with Alvaro. He has his front three basically playing a free roll. They can go wherever they want, basically. Enter Valencia sometimes drifts out left, sometimes drifts out wide, to the right, stays in the middle. Estrada, more of just a natural striker. But, I mean, Estupiñán and Preciado, the width and the ground that these two cover, and on the ball, they are very dangerous. So, then you got guys like Hinchapie, Poroso, Torres. Ecuador are building something fantastic with this team. And this is not supposed to be a World Cup where they perform well, people. 2026, Ecuador are going to say some big things. I'm calling it right now. They might make it to a quarter semis in that World Cup, because they haven't even gotten experience in the World Cup, some of these guys. The only one that really has World Cup experience from the starting 11 is Valencia. That's the only one. Okay, so Enter Valencia. At first with the first half, obviously Cody Gakpo, brilliant goal, by the way. That the touch he took and the left footed, I didn't even know it went into the net, and then everybody just started celebrating. I was like, wow, that was a thunderbolt. That was a thunderbolt. And then obviously Estupiñán, great pressing. See, the midfield, Mendes and Caicedo. Please, Caicedo, come to Liverpool. Please, I beg. This guy is a brilliant midfielder. The pressing they do when they won the ball off, I think it was Dumfries or Timber who they won the ball off. Quickly out wide to Estupiñán, takes the shot. Norbert, good save, parries it straight to Valencia, and it's 1-1. And let's be honest here. I mean, Ecuador deserved this draw. You could almost argue that they should have won this game, because they had some good chances. They were the ones who were hungry to win this game and always were on the front foot. Always, always, always. I love to see it. I'm just worried now. If Enter Valencia is injured, that's big. That's big. Alejandro, it didn't look good, by the way. He looked in a lot of pain. Apparently, looking at the bench reactions, he was in a lot of pain. So he could be out against Senegal, and that's going to be a big miss. But I just have to give it to this side. They press well. They work as a team. There's no superstar, but you know what they do? Work as a squad. Work as a strong 11 together, and that's how they're getting these results and these performances, because these two performances they have done so far. Look, they played excellent for 50 minutes against Qatar, and then just parked that bus and said, you try and break us down. Against the Netherlands, okay, the first 10 minutes they were sitting back and just being passive, and I was like, Alvaro, go, attack this Dutch side, see what they're made of. And then they started doing that, and then they caused all sorts of trouble. Let's quickly look at the XG, people. XG. Oh, man. Do I need to zoom in more? When is the last time you saw the Netherlands have a 0.07 XG? When was the last time you saw that? What? Ecuador had 1.70 XG. Ridiculous. Obviously, most of that came from Valencia. It's basically 0.95, I think the chance was. So that's why. The Netherlands didn't create anything in this game. Anything. Like, what did they create in the second half, people? Was it De Roon with the only shot that I can really remember? This is the same thing as it was against Senegal. Okay, they pushed forward and got the goal against Frenkie de Jong. Obviously, great cross to Cockpole. But then before that, like, they didn't create anything in the second half against Senegal. And they're being frustrated again. So Louis van Gaal needs to find a way to get some more creativity in this team. Because right now, it's looking dire going forward. It really is. They need more runners in the midfield. That is what they need desperately. And 0.07. People, look at the total. Let's get to here. Look at the shot map. Look at this shot map between the two teams. Louis van Gaal is going to have some questions to answer, and then he might be saying this.
That is blasphemous!
He might be trying to deny it, but you cannot deny the cold hard facts and the stats right here. Your team got dominated. Not maybe throughout the whole game and not throughout the whole pitch, but when it comes to the shots, oh boy, this is not a good look when it comes to Louis van Gaal. Unbelievable. 15 shots, 4 target, 1 to Netherlands. So, I think the biggest problem is, okay, look, the Netherlands are going to be a very tough team to break down, but will concede chances. But Noppert, I have to give him some credit. He looks like a decent goalkeeper. He's like 6'8". 6'8", but shout out to him. I did some research on him, and he played in the Dutch second division last year, so shout out to him. But my God. So now it gets interesting in this group, because what happens on the final match day, people? What happens on the final match day? Well, let's look at the group. So, Qatar, adios. I mean, you're going home, but you're already home already, and you are mathematically the worst host ever in World Cup history. So, all that preparation for nothing. So now it comes down to this. Senegal versus Ecuador. Ooh! That should be a good game. And I'm just praying that Enner Valencia is okay. It doesn't look good. I don't think he's going to play in that matchup. So people, if Enner Valencia doesn't play in that match, do you still back Ecuador, or do you think Senegal can somehow... Because they got to win the game. Like, that's what's good about it. That we know Senegal's got to go forward. They got to win this game, and Ecuador understand that. They can sit back a little bit, but they have shown on the counterattack with Preciado and Estupinian, they can be dangerous. Gonzalo Plata, should be nice. But then you have to think about the Netherlands. What if in some crazy scenario, right? That Qatar beat Netherlands, let's say 2-0. And then Ecuador loses 1-0. Then Ecuador and Senegal go through. Could you imagine, people, if Qatar beat the Netherlands and then Ecuador and Senegal draw? Actually, if a draw is enough, they would be going through maybe. That makes it interesting for this group on the final match day. I honestly thought the Netherlands would come away with 2 wins out of 2, actually 3 wins out of 3 in this group, but man, they do not look good. They do not look like the team in the nations they were. The movement was quick. The runs they were making, especially from the wingbacks, was lovely to see. But now, it looks stale, it looks slow, it's like Louis van Gaal's age is in this squad. Like, they're playing like his age. But shout out to Louis van Gaal. Fantastic manager, love the guy, great personality for football, but he needs to change some things if the Netherlands want to make a deep run in this World Cup. He needs to. He needs to change a couple personnel, find that little rhythm, because now they're just kind of going through the motions, it seems like. They're like, yeah, we can just go here, we can just show up, we got the quality, we're good. No. You got to show up against these teams. Okay, maybe against against Qatar. Yeah, you can field a B team and you'll be fine. But yeah, it's not the greatest for Louis van Gaal, but they should still be topping this group. It's pretty crazy. They should be still topping this group. But people, Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Any final comments before I have to leave, and then it's soon football versus soccer. The USA versus England, a live match reaction, of course, after the game. People, if you haven't hit the like button, do so right now. Let's get it up to 25 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Shout out to 1414 Yorks. The Eredivisie is garbage. Klaassen and Van de Beek were stars at Ajax, came to Premier League and absolutely bombed out. Eredivisie is not garbage. I'm going to say that right now. So, are you going to call Anthony garbage? Frankie de Jong, is he garbage? They all came from the Eredivisie. Look, Klaassen was terrible at Everton. No doubt about it. Van de Beek, terrible move. Terrible move for him, and it just hasn't worked out at all. Ecuador are all but true. Let's see about that. Okay. Thank you very much, Nicola. Thank you very much, mods. Okay, wait, here we go. Netherlands should beat Qatar in then the Ecuador. Yes, so the Ecuador-Senegal game is going to be very interesting. The Netherlands look shaky. Yes, they do. You're ready to call it soccer. I am not ready to call it. It's bear halter time. Exactly. How are you feeling for later, Michael? Not too confident. I'm actually going to quickly check the lineup right now, and then I'm going to end the stream, people. Oh boy, please don't make any crazy changes. Okay, Des, Zimmerman, Tim Ream, McKinney. Oh, actually, an unchanged. Oh, he played Haji right. Oh, why did you not play Giovanni Reina? Why did you not play Reina? Oh, Maguire's starting. Okay, that gives me some confidence. People. Oh, please. Still depressed, but the midfield was awful. Yeah, look. The Dutch midfield was awful. Okay, what if Van Basten? Van Dijk is just waiting and watching him shoot. What is he looking at? He needs to be on top of him. He just lets him shoot. I agree with that. I don't know why Van Dijk is just standing off. Is he worried about what run Ender Valencia is making? Don't worry about it. Look at the angle that Estupiñán has and block the damn shot, Van Dijk. The guy is a great defender, right? He is a great defender, but sometimes he is the most frustrating player on the pitch. Should be engaging, stands off, thinks that, the player is shocked by the aura of Van Dijk. Bro, go block the shot. If you block it, you're gonna be hailed. But when you don't and you just stand off and you let the shot come about, this is what happens. So, yeah, it's poor defending from Van Dijk in my opinion. Oh yeah, I agree, Elevator. I think England should win 3-1. They should win 3-1. They are a much stronger team than the USA, but this is football, and we have seen some upsets in this World Cup. But man, why is he starting Haji Wright of all players? Oh my God, all right. Okay, soon times for vibes, people. It's soon time for vibes, but great game. Ecuador, shout out to them. They are a fantastic team, and I'm really happy at how they're playing and just the confidence that they're playing. They're playing with no fear whatsoever. No fear. And that's what I appreciate about this team. And then last thing I'll say about the Netherlands, good that they have 4 points out of 2 games, but I think they need to improve a lot. Like drastically, especially attacking wise. They have no creativity other than Frankie de Jong driving into the box. That's it. So, people, we will see you live after the USA-England match. Be here, sharp, right after it, because we'll be live and discussing about it. See you then. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world, and adios.